The locals always warned people about the old Marrowridge Hotel, but tourists kept coming anyway, drawn to its vintage charm and eerie reputation, and I was no different when I checked in last winter, thinking the stories were nothing more than overhyped paranormal rumors. But from the moment I stepped inside, something felt off. The lobby was warm but smelled faintly like damp earth, the kind you'd find in a basement no one had opened in years, and every sound seemed swallowed by the thick carpeted hallways. The front desk clerk barely made eye contact as he handed me my key, his voice low when he told me, almost like a slip, "Don't wander after 2 a.m. And before I could ask why, he disappeared into the back office. I didn't take it seriously at first. I thought it was part of the hotel's spooky marketing, until I found a leather-bound guest log sitting on the reception desk filled with entries that ended abruptly. Signatures dated right before the night's people supposedly vanished. That night, I tried to sleep, but the silence was so heavy it felt like pressure on my chest. And around 1:50 a.m., I jolted awake to the unmistakable sound of footsteps pacing outside my door. Slow, dragging, like someone unsure of their balance. When I quietly checked the peephole, the hallway was empty, but the footsteps kept circling, getting softer, then louder again, until they stopped suddenly, replaced by a soft hum. A woman's voice humming a tune that felt strangely familiar, like something I'd heard as a kid but couldn't place. When the digital clock on the nightstand clicked to 2:07 a.m., the door handle twitched, not violently, but gently, as if someone was testing how deeply I slept, and I held my breath so long my lungs burned. Then the door unlocked. Not the deadbolt I'd set, just the old mechanical lock, clicking open with a slow creak, and before I could move, a cold draft swept inside, bringing with it the smell of soil and old perfume. I froze, pretending to sleep as the humming grew louder beside my bed, and even though my eyes stayed shut, I could feel someone standing there, leaning over me with a patience that felt ancient. When the humming finally stopped, the presence faded, the draft lifted, and I forced myself to count to 100 before opening my eyes, only to see muddy footprints leading from the door to the side of my bed and back out again. I knew I had to leave, but as I stepped into the hallway, every door around me sat cracked open, lights flickering inside empty rooms, and the security camera above my head turned with a slow mechanical whine to follow me, like it was tracking my final moments. I ran to the lobby, heart racing, but the clerk's chair was empty, still spinning as if he'd just gotten up, and on the monitor behind the desk, the live hallway feeds all showed the same thing. Every guest who had ever vanished walking slowly in a line, heads tilted unnaturally, humming that same soft tune, moving deeper into the hotel's abandoned West Wing. And as I backed away, the camera feed from my floor switched on, showing my door swinging open, and a figure that looked exactly like me stepping out and walking calmly toward the darkness at the end of the hall, leaving me standing there, watching myself disappear into the place where everyone else had gone, as the clock behind me blinked 2:07 a.m.